Hi, Virgo. So I'm liking your love cards. So, in a relationship, I feel like that's definitely what you're looking for. You want that. Family is very important to you, and you want to build a home with someone and really um, join your lives together and have children and grow old together and have grandchildren and all that and create a stable foundation for your family. And that's something that's very important to you. And you will protect your family. I see like this, the Seven of Wands is, it's a defensive energy, but it's defending without being defensive. So it's sort of a very matter of fact energy. Like, I'm not sure why that's there. Maybe there's there's pregnancy here if you do want kids. Maybe some of you have had fertility issues and it's so tough, and I'm sorry if that's happened, and maybe it really put a strain on your relationship, but I feel like you were able to work through it. There could be a pregnancy here even if you didn't have fertility issues. Feel like you're going to travel together. Feel like you might move too. You guys may decide you just want to move. Maybe you want to move near family. Maybe you are having kids and you're like, hey, I would like to move near my mom doesn't work or is retired, or my dad, where we can have some support from family. Okay. And then there's this fire sign, this Queen of Wands. Don't get hung up on gender, but she's a very dynamic, determined, enthusiastic, like an active person. Theater comes up. I don't know if any of you are into theater. Things like that. She's inspiring. She's a doer. Like this is not someone that just sits around. Like if she does things, she's active, she's out and about. And she lights your fire, or he. So timing wise with the fire signs, that can be Aries, which is around April, Leo, which is around August, or Sagittarius, which is around December. Here's a Queen of Pentacles. So this is, again, don't get hung up on gender. This is a earth sign person. So you could have someone with fire and earth in their chart. Remember, their birth chart is made up of all sorts of elements. So just because someone's not a sun sign, fire or earth, doesn't mean it couldn't be talking about that person. So you could meet this person at work. You could meet this person and they could be married, and you have to, the marriage isn't working out, but so be careful. You may want to wait. You don't want to be the rebound either, so you may want to just be like, hey, it seems like you got a lot going on, let me willing to run the risk, let me know when you figured stuff out, but I'm not getting caught up in this until you're, you've got this figured out, you're completely divorced or whatever, and on your own and living on your own, and have processed things and figured them out, and then we can see. You have the happily ever after. So I feel like for those of you finding someone new, I feel like more patience is necessary. I feel like you're like, I've been waiting forever. But you don't want to force things or rush into anything, and just, having the patience for both people to be completely free and open to a new relationship, and not forcing something before it's time. Yeah, because I feel like there are children involved for some of you. So, yeah, it's going to be important to take it slow. Yeah, there's passion. These two cards together there's passion. But you're going to be You're going to be sensitive of the situation. And again, if there are kids involved, you're going to make sure that um, things are slow and that, things like kids um, and everything, and making sure they're really completely single and all that stuff are taken care of and thought of throughout the whole process. Career. Ah, let's see if the Empress comes up. She probably won't because I said something. In everyone's career, which to me points to creativity, creative outlook. Like everyone's sort of sick of the sitting in front of the computer and or if not, even trying to find a way to bring more holistic, organic concepts and techniques into the workplace. So I see for some of you like a restructuring coming in your workplace. I see people getting fired or leaving. Because there's this victory card, and on this side, it's kind of like, you see, here's like the sunny side, but here's that there's some collateral damage. There's some, there's going to be a bit of a battle. So I don't know if there's things haven't been going well and someone's going to come in and mix it up. But I do see some losses. I think you're going to be okay, but I feel like you're going to be like, geez, they could have handled that better. And so could some of my coworkers. Like that maybe someone is going to get fired or is going to like quit, like let their temper get the best of them. And you're kind of like, man, that didn't really have to go down that way. But it was kind of like things have been needed to come to a head for a long time. And so things just kind of, I'm surprised the tower's not here. Like I'm feeling a tower energy. Things just had to really get shake up in order to it had to get torn apart and rebuilt. And some people just, whatever, couldn't, you can either be part of the solution or part of the problem. And maybe some people had been bad for so long and they had been treated like crap. And instead of seeing it as an opportunity, just saw it as more, here we go again. And, I think it was they needed to go and they just couldn't bring themselves to go. And so I think for those people, it will be a blessing in disguise because it's forcing them to move on and to find something that's better suited for them. I see some of you leaving and starting like your own home business. Yeah. Someone's going to get caught in the job doing something sneaky. You may find that someone embezzled at the job, or was doing something fraudulent, or I just, for some of you that work like in a, obviously if you're self-employed, this isn't going to apply to you, but I just see there being some shakeup at the job. So when you hear something like this, you can either think, one, maybe I should be looking for a different job if I'm not happy where it is, or you can think about how I went through this is reminding me of a situation I went through, and that's exactly, I went to my old boss, and a year later, my old job happened to still be open, and it was a lateral move, so it wasn't a big deal. And I was like, I want to come back. I don't know what's going. Like they came in, they fired my manager, all these people. It was like, wow. And she said, look, situations like this are often where people earn their stripes. So you have to figure out what role you're going to play in this. She's like, I'll hire you back in a heartbeat. Would love to have you back, but this may be an opportunity for you. And it was. And it just clicked. I went from like fear and like, what the heck's going on, to I'm going to be a positive um, person, and I'm going to embrace all the change. And it worked out great. So that's where I think this there could be a real victory for you here. So are you going to look at it this way or this way? I mean, everyone gets to choose how they're going to behave and react to things. I see a job offer coming out of this. Or it gets uncovered that you've been doing really good work, and people see you. That also actually happened to me once too, now that I think about it. They did a whole audit, and when someone comes in and really looks at the facts, which I think could be an audit, no matter how people present themselves, you have some people that just talk like they're the greatest thing since canned beer, and they're great, they're great, they're great, and everyone starts to think they're great because all you ever hear about is how great, and they put everyone down. And then when someone's in there really looking at their work, it isn't so nice. And you really actually see who's doing the work and who isn't. So maybe a friend of yours you thought did a good job, you didn't really know, and it turns out they weren't. And so that could be a little uncomfortable. But I see you with that victory card in this. Actually, if it's too crazy and too stressful, definitely looking for something else, but that you can really actually come out on top if you can show that you can weather this type of storm, for lack of a better word. You can really earn your stripes. So overall spiritual message, let's see. Six of Cups, simplicity, stopping smelling the roses, enjoying the simple things in life, keeping your mind quiet, which I usually don't attribute to the Six of Cups, but not bringing your work home with you, like when that whole situation's happening. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, not letting other people's bad behavior, not getting sucked up into it. Like your coworkers, even if it's a buddy you're friendly with, if he's, you have to separate yourself. You can't, and they may be like, want to just bitch and complain and drag you down, and you may have to distance yourself from people this year. Don't go down for someone else. Don't do it. There's this Knight of Cups. There is this love coming in. There's something about children this year. So whether you're going to have children or children are going to come into your life somehow, there is a turn of events, this Wheel of Fortune, and the Fool, which is a new phase in life, a new journey. I just had a lot of cards come out, too many. Getting rid of, I think they're just, sorry. I think some people are going to declare themselves this year as, this keeps coming out. Some people are going to declare themselves, some friends, some coworkers or something, as kind of their own worst enemy, and that they're kind of self-destructive, and be really mindful and careful that, I know you want to be a good friend, but if they're going to crash and burn and they choose to react to things and deal with things in their own way, and that's separate from you, and be careful you don't get somehow sucked into it, okay? There's definitely wrapping up one phase of your life and entering a new one. We see this again with the Wheel of Fortune. And a new, setting off on a new journey, a new way you deal with things, a new way you're looking at things, a new way of handling things. These nice major arcanas here. and a change in emotion. This Knight of Cups, this is new love coming in, a change in a relationship for the better, simplifying. Some of you may, with that work situation, just be like, this is too stressful. And again, I see you working from home. Some of you may stay home and take care of the kids, become a stay-at-home mom or dad. Some of you may work with kids. Some of you may be like, I want to be a teacher. If I'm going to work around all these immature, crazy people, I might as well be with immature kids that are supposed to be that way. Something like that. You're like, this is crazy. You're no longer going to suffer suffer in a situation that is negative. You're like, life is too that's where this life, you're gonna really get a life is too short, but you're really going to put it into action, simplify, enjoy the simple things, appreciate things, the simple things, and really transcend and get away from all the corporate stress and hustle and bustle, or be able to really separate that and not allow job stressors or stressors of kinds to contaminate other areas in your life is going to be a really big theme for you this year. All right. Well, thank you, Virgo. I'll see you at the next reading. Take care.